Hello and welcome to Radio Diva. I'm your host, Brian Burghardt. I'm a voice actor and I play Rim in Hardcore Leveling Warrior. And here we have our two guests.
Lily, why don't you go first?
I wanted you to go first.
All right. Hi, I'm Scott Vlasov. I play Ethan / Hardcore Leveling Warrior.
And Lily?
I'm Black Lily, and I play No Name in Hardcore Leveling Warrior.
Alright, well, it's nice to meet you guys. Wait, well, that doesn't make much sense, but we'll go with that. So, we are all part of a bigger group of voice actors called Team DIVA. And that got started in Chuck Huber's class.
Woo woo!
Yeah, it
Chuck.
was a great time where we all got together to learn about voice acting and eventually decided to stick together and form this little Discord group.
And 1% improvements every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1%.
We're just inching on little by little. And then, of course, we recently had our first project, Hardcore Leveling Warrior. Black Lily, would you like to talk a little bit about how we came on to Hardcore Leveling Warrior in the first place?
Well, how we came upon Hardcore Leveling Warrior was we were looking for a project that we were going to do together, and we couldn't find one that was quite right. And I was reading a webtoon that I thought was really cool and figured, well, there's a bunch of characters. I mean, there's not very many of us, but as we go along, I figured we could get other people in to do it with us and make it a whole big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, and I think it turned out really well. Like, we already have a few episodes recorded, although, we won't be seeing a few of those for a couple weeks now. But yeah, there is, like, a lot of characters, and I think it's a really cool project that we've gotten involved in.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Everyone's been really awesome to work with. It's really all coming together, and I'm really excited to see where we take things.
Mm-hmm. Like, more than anything, like, right now, we're definitely in, like, a learning kind of stage where everyone's figuring things out, and, like, we're getting a little bit better every single day. So, like, with any luck...
improvement.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So, with any luck, maybe Team Diva will be, like, a big thing in a little bit. Or in a long bit,
so.
Okay, so, to segue a little into voice acting, how did you get into voice acting? Scott, would you like to start?
Yeah, I've been doing voice acting on the side as sort of an amateur hobby for, I'd say, 10 years now. I only recently really took it seriously until maybe 2016 or 2017. I had just been doing it. I'd throw an audition in here, work on a little side project there with someone, do maybe a podcast or a YouTube video or some fan project, that most of them never even saw the light of day. It was just a lot of passion projects.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2017, my wife suggested, hey, why don't you really, dig into this and really put your all into it? And so I started taking lessons, taking classes, going to seminars, and that's how I ended up in Chuck's class and meeting all these wonderful people.
Ooh, that's nice. And what things can we see you in?
Well, there isn't really anything out there I want to brag about. Like I said, it's a lot of passion projects, a lot of fan stuff, and then mostly just me working on my own, improving my skills, trying to get out there. This is really my first major project.
And a lead role at that. It's very impressive.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, and Black Lily, to you.
Well, I haven't really done anything with voice acting until I took Chuck Huber's class. I've always wanted to, but I was always too scared to get into it. And Chuck Huber's class gave me that doorway that opened up for me that I could get into it and actually do what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And now, look at you now. You got a big villain role, hopefully.
Right? Right? Because I'm good at villains, apparently. That's what I'm told.
I definitely agree that like when you first get into it, like it can be a little like scary, almost like kind of intimidating. Like I know that like when I was in high school, there were these like really big plays. Like our school would produce like these really nice plays, and I would always be kind of like, maybe I should audition. You know, I like acting. But then there was like the regulars that would always get cast, like that were like pretty big at the school, like pretty popular kids. So I was thinking, well, maybe better not, but maybe better stay away from it. So it's like it's definitely nice to get into it now and like kind of make up for the lost time.
Yeah, acting as well as just all acting, voice acting, on-stage acting, it really does require a certain amount of just go and do itness. I think that's why a lot of, if you ever talk to a voice actor in real life, like a convention or you DM them or anything, a lot of them will suggest taking improv classes because it really teaches you that kind of just jump in there, get it done, you know, build your confidence. Before I was doing voice acting as a hobby, back when I was in high school, I was also into acting, took acting classes in high school. You know, we went to competitions, did a lot of shows. So that was sort of my introduction to acting, and it was a lot of just being able to just put yourself out there, and that's I think also why a lot of voice actors are so friendly, and you know, because they know what that hustle's like, they know what kind of, you know, how much you're putting on the line to kind of get out there and you know try to impress people with this talent that you're trying to build up, and you know I think they respect that.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely like a learned thing. That's why I think a lot of people go into it and think, well, I can act, you know, like what's really there to acting? But there is like a lot of things to learn, like even just like small things like being able to get out there and being like very self-motivated and driven.
Oh yeah, for sure. One of my teachers told me that in order to be a voice actor, you also have to be a small business owner in a way, because you always have to be out there promoting yourself, building a brand, talking to people, negotiating contracts, being able to accept payments, do, you know, all that kind of stuff. So there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into voice acting that just you really just can't learn until you know, take classes, go to seminars, and just really jump in feet first and just start doing it.
You know, maybe start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, or do a project with some friends that you met at a class.
You know, maybe a hardcore leveling warrior type of kind of project, you know?
Maybe. You guys might be onto something.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but I'm pointing to my notes right now.
And so speaking of hardcore leveling warrior, the first episode's out. Have you guys seen it?
I did.
Oh, Scott, how about you?
Yeah.
I am deathly afraid of watching myself act.
Why? It was so good.
Thanks. I don't know. One of my favorite, actually a couple of my favorite actors have kind of the same thing where they just don't want to watch their self act. I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird thing. We were just talking about how actors are just so out there and really put themselves online. But I think then there's when it's done and when it's all over, all that anxiety you know put away now can bubble up to the surface, and you're like, oh no, oh it's so embarrassing, no.
Like sometimes it can just be like kind of like frightening, like being like, oh, I really sound like that. But I don't know, maybe it's just because of like the way you sound different in your own head. It sort of ends up being a bit different than what you expected. Like how
Sure thing, yeah.
Even back like when we were doing test samples before we started recording this, like I heard my own voice a little bit and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna do a radio show. Like, oh no.
I don't know. Like, I'm pretty used to hearing myself over recording because I record myself a lot to try and get used to my voice, so I will end up liking my voice because I delete everything that I record because I hate the sound of my voice on recording. So I record myself a lot so I can get used to it, so I get over the fact that I hate my own voice.
Like,
yeah, and if you're gonna be a voice actor, you're gonna listen to your own voice a whole lot because you're gonna have to edit those takes. You're gonna have to put those, you know, those auditions together that you're gonna be sending out. You have to be, you know, listening to your demo, maybe in front of potential clients. Like, you know, it's just Yeah, that's some good advice. Listen to yourself over and over, and it's something you do eventually get used to. What gets me is the acting quality. I'm like, oh, I could have did that better. Oh no, why did I say it that way? Why did they go with that take? Oh no.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like just realizing that it's like when it's so much easier to understand what you could have done better, like the exact moment that you can't fix it.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
As soon as it's already out there.
It just kind of.
It's like how you always remember you forgot your wallet when you're 3 miles away from your house.
Like never when you get in your car. And like even if you do remember it when you get in your car, then it's like, well, I'm running late, so I can't even go in to get it.
Right?
Okay, so you haven't seen the first episode, but I mean, you know what happens. Like you know all about it.
I got the script. I read the comic. It's fine.
You got a good idea of what's going on. So
yeah, I'm sure it's amazing. What I'll do is after we finish recording this, I'll go and I'll watch it, and then maybe next time I'm on, I can let y'all know what I thought.
And I think you'll really like it. Like I liked it, I would say even more than I thought I would.
I saw all the
here.
test clips our editor put together, along with your audio editing.
Thank you.
And of what I saw a lot of the other actors' performances, and it was amazing. So I'm sure when it's all stitched together, it's going to be awesome.
And just the episode itself, I think, is just really solid. Like a lot of things going on, a lot of changes are happening to Hardcore Leveling Warrior's life. So,
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a pretty popular webcomic on the. I think I looked on the site. It's on Webtoons. I think it's like in the top 30 or 60, something like that.
Yeah. It's pretty popular on there.
Yeah, which that doesn't sound very popular, but I think there's like tens of thousands of comics on that site.
There's a lot.
And there's still so much material we have left to cover, and like I'm really excited to get into it.
Oh yeah, the story's just gonna keep getting better and better from here.
So Hardcore Leveling Warrior, the character, you play him. What do you think of him right now?
He is the biggest jerk you've ever met. He's every pompous, self-assured troll that you've ever played online with. If you've ever played Overwatch and you have that one person who's just telling you how terrible you are and how garbage the team is and how they're God's gift to, DPS, that's Ethan.
But you know what? Maybe he's in for a little bit of change. Maybe he's in for a little bit of humbling in these next coming episodes.
I definitely see an arc coming for Ethan that I think everyone's going to really enjoy watching.
What do you think, Black Lily?
I think he's a pompous windbag.
So it seems like everyone's had the same opinion.
But it's only the first episode. Who knows how he changes later on?
It's definitely fun to hate, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think they're definitely trying to find like a good balance, like with just all of his different facets. You got like his obnoxious, his funny side, but then hopefully he'll provide us with a more endearing side in later episodes.
Yeah,
we'll just have to wait and see. Wink.
To be announced.
But you know who like really caught my eye is No Name at the very end of the episode. What do you think about No Name as the person who plays her, Black Lily?
Well, as apparently I'm very good with villains, I actually really love her. She's like the perfect villain to go against Hardcore Leveling Warrior. And yet, he has no idea who she is.
Not a clue.
Like she's there and then she's not there.
Yeah, like we haven't learned much about her yet, but hopefully we'll be seeing more. Like, I just like she's definitely like a little bit jokey, kind of like him. Like she's definitely got like the attitude. I think she'll definitely work really well as a foil in later episodes.
Yeah, she's actually really fun to play.
Yeah, I'd imagine. So, Hardcore Leveling Warrior. There's gonna be a lot of twists and turns. Scott, what do you think you're most excited to see in the next coming episodes?
I'm really a sucker for the group coming together kind of story. And you know how these things go. You know, hardcore leveling warrior. You know, it can't just be him the whole time. You know, as Lily said, there's just a huge cast of characters, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing all those different characters joining the cast, getting to learn about them, see what they're all about, see their stories, see you know what's going on with them. I really love that the author takes a lot of time to explore all the different characters. You know, even minor characters get a little thing here and there. Maybe not right away, but definitely down the road. So I'm really excited just to see that, you know, really interesting cast of characters all come together, you know, see how they interact with each other, play off of each other, and see what we'll be able to do with the recordings with that.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I'm a big sucker for like those big shonen casts, just like of tons of wacky different characters. And what about you, Black Lily? What are you most looking forward to?
I have to say probably character. I'm excited for character development.
Definitely.
I've read almost all of Hardcore Leveling Warrior at this moment, and I know how they progress, but I'm excited to hear it voiced, and see how each character is portrayed by their voice actor, and see how they make the progression sound. And I'm really excited to hear it all voiced out.
So hopefully even like new and old fans are going to be able to get into this, just watching the series from a new perspective.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you for taking the time to come down here tonight. I think we got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Hopefully soon we'll learn... Oh, fuck, I'm like, oh, how do I end this now?